Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN Television News. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
With your new GUT Credit Union Visa debit card, which gives you access to your cash at any Connex or Visa certified ATMs locally and internationally. Make your payments with a tap of your card using the contactless feature and have the freedom to make purchases locally, online, or overseas whenever you travel, anywhere Visa is accepted. Experience the enhanced security fraud protection through the Visa chip technology. If you don't have your new GUT Credit Union Visa International debit card, speak to any one of our representatives today to do more. Your new GUT Credit Union Visa International Debit Card. A smarter way to access your cash. More smart, more secure.
Good evening. This is Network News for Thursday, November 3. In the headlines, police await autopsy results for Joshua Paul to determine the way forward following police-involved shooting last month. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell says pension reform is necessary for full regularization of the public service. Cybersecurity team warns Grenadians about UK visa and employment scam. And around the globe, regionally, gunfire from warring gangs forces closure of primary school in Laventille, Trinidad. Internationally, Russia agrees to rejoin Ukraine grain export deal. Plus, on the sports news, Boxing Association to hold AGM this weekend, and Windward Island's volcanoes sit top of the points table in Zone A. We'll be back.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
From Television Center at the Grenada Broadcasting Network, I'm Kenroy, Baptiste. Police are awaiting autopsy results for Joshua Paul so that the process can move to the next level. Here's the report.
The autopsy result for Joshua Paul is delayed, slowing down the process to determine the final outcome. The Royal Grenada Police Force said they have completed their aspect of the investigation into the shooting incident which led to the death of Joshua Paul early last month. Police noted that although the autopsy have been conducted, they have not received the report. As a result, files that remain with the police are unable to be forwarded to the relevant authorities for the necessary decisions to be made. Joshua Paul, a 68-year-old resident of Pointsfield, St. Patrick, died at the General Hospital on Friday, 7th October 2022, while being treated for a gunshot wound to his leg. According to reports, during the early hours of Thursday, October 6, 2022, an ununiformed police officer responded to a crime in progress at St. James Street, Grenville, St. Andrew. On arrival, he met and detained the offender. While being escorted to the police station, an incident occurred. Mr. Paul received a gunshot wound to his leg and was immediately taken to the Princess Alice Hospital. He was later transferred to the General Hospital, where he subsequently died. Christina John, GBN News.
Well, government says it remains committed to regularizing the public service, but highlights the need to put the issue of pension reform in the spotlight. Cherry and Blackman Stephen reports.
We indicated that to have a full regularization of the public service, pension reform is necessary. I never said that unless there is pension reform, there will be no regularization. We are saying the two must go together.
Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell says the issue of pension reform must be addressed, but issues will be dealt with one at a time.
We have constituted a pension reform committee. We are leaving space on that committee for the Trade Unions Council to appoint a representative to that committee. But we need to speak to the citizens of our country and the public servants in particular. If we don't address pension reform, you may get pension on paper, but when you retire, you will not have a funded pension. And the reality, therefore, is that pension reform must happen for your sake. We are giving ourselves 12 months to address this issue in a frontal manner, and we hope that there will be active participation by the labor movement, by the Trade Unions Council, so that we can come up with a formula that works for the sustainability of public officers' pensions.
Last month, Labour Minister Claudette Joseph, during a sitting of the Senate, spoke to the government's concern about fiscal implications on the future of pension payments if the government proceeds to regularize all unestablished government employees. This concern is backed by Prime Minister Mitchell, who told Grenadians during a town hall meeting Monday night that to have full regularization of the public service, the issue of pension reform is necessary.
When we talk about the regularization of the public service, it's not a situation where you get up today, you snap your fingers, and everybody can work for the same money, and everybody can get the same terms and conditions. It is something that has to be done department by department, ministry by ministry, until we get to a position where we have adequate, trained, competent, and motivated staff.
The National Democratic Congress campaign promise is to create one public service, with everyone appointed by the Public Service Commission, the PSC. Prime Minister Mitchell says they are aware that government cannot employ everyone, hence its reason to grow the private sector.
I'm advised by Minister Andrews that arrangements are going to be made to pay out somewhere in the region of $770,000 this week to persons who applied under the CES program so that they can start their own business or expand their own business. And so the aim is between now and December, on average, to approve and pay out on or about $1 million a week between now and December under the CES program, so that we can empower young people in particular and persons wanting to start their own business or expand their own business, in particular the productive sectors, agriculture, fishing, agro-processing, etc.
Attorney General and Legal Affairs Minister Joseph warned in the Senate that contract work and pension reform must go together, or it will bloat the public service, cause irreparable damage to the economy, and threaten future pension payments.
And said we would pay the pension, and whether it's the 15th or the 30th of November, or whether it's between the 15th and the 30th of November, the pensions are going to be paid.
The words of Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell. Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
During a recent interview, opposition Senator Nolan Cox, the new National Party candidate for St. George South in the last elections, was asked for a synopsis of the NDC administration's first 100 days in office.
But I don't think that much time was spent on the 100 days, and for obvious reasons. There is not much to talk or celebrate about without in any way giving credit to the National Party. So we don't expect them to see much because whatever foundation or platform that they operate in now, that is those foundations were built by the new National Party government. So they have yet to actually set any foundation for themselves or any significant initiative. Even the touting of the paying of the pensions is as a result of monies that they met in the Treasury. And so it's not as a result of initiatives that they would have done to generate those funds.
Speaking on the state of affairs in the country, Senator Cox said he observed that people are afraid to exercise their right to democracy since the June 23 elections.
Speaking about the working issues, the labor issues, and indicating that there is no such feeling or atmosphere or environment of fear in the workforce because or by the actions as a result of the actions of his government. And that is untrue. People are scared. People are scared to exercise their democratic right. For a government that is talking so much about democracy and dignity, we'll speak more about the dignity as we go along. People are scared to go to certain functions because there are operators going out, taking out pictures and bringing it back to other operators who are just taking deliberate actions on persons. So you have persons who have been working for 20 years in a particular post and just receive a letter and say, we no longer need your services.
Other news, an urgent plea for help. The building that houses the program for adolescent mothers is in a serious state of disrepair. Christina John tells us more.
Leaking roofs, faulty electrical wiring, rats, and other rodent infestation. That's the condition staff, students, and even babies have had to function in at the Program for Adolescent Mothers building in Tempe, St. George. Citing the dangers this situation poses to the health of the babies especially, noting the disease leptospirosis carried by rats, their cry is an urgent one for help. President of the board, Jeanette James, says although they strive to preserve the historic nature of the structure, the interior can be fixed.
Bad construction is a challenge in terms of we definitely need to rehabilitate the building. We are in dire need of a lot of things, but our infrastructure, it's terrible. If you look around, you would see tarpaulin, and that's been there since Ivan. All right, we have leakage, we have moles, we have, and I'm not saying it for people, and I'm saying we have. Though I am new in my position as head of the board, I'm not putting myself out of it. That's why I'm saying we. So we are here and we are willing to make changes, and we are inviting persons to work with us so we can bring these changes and make it a reality.
Recently, the students had to be relocated to a temporary facility elsewhere in order to accommodate their learning. James notes that they have had partnership over the years. However, they are seeking assistance from government, the business community, and anyone willing to aid in whatever way possible.
Now, it is a protected building in the sense that it's an old heritage house. And because of that, what you might want to do, and over the years, we had some challenges being able to really tweak certain things. But we can work on the inside, and I know work have been done over the years, and I don't want anybody viewing this to think that I'm discrediting any of the work that would have been done to get this building up and running to accommodate the girls, especially in the initial stages when Pam moved to this building here. We have water issues, plumbing, electrical issues, like we have the computer room, but we still have to do the rewiring and installations, and a number of things still has to be done with it as well.
She notes that the young ladies performed with excellence in the 2022 CSEC examination, scoring a 100% pass rate. For this cause, she hopes they can soon return to an environment much more conducive to learning. The board's president says her wish too is that the facility can also be used as a safe house if needs be.
It doesn't have to be an institution that just houses our adolescent mothers at an academic level, but sometimes they have needs in terms of living, and we would also like to expand what we offer in terms of having hostels and so on. And so we need our private sector and we need our government, of course, to invest in us a little bit more and believe that they have a board that they can work with, a staff that is dedicated. We would like to have a better working relationship with the private sector, and of course we have to say we would like a better working relationship with government when it comes to some of our needs, because when you do look around, there's a lot to be done. And over the years, I would say Pam has been a stepchild when it comes to mainstream schools, and we know that we're an NGO, but NGOs cannot operate on air. We need the support, and it's a community effort, and that incorporates everyone.
Christina John, GBN News.
This is Network News. Still ahead from us, National Cybersecurity Incident Response Team warns Grenadians about UK visa and employment scam. We'll talk about that.
How did you get your electricity bill to be so low? For one, we size our transformers just for what we need, and we unplug transformers, chargers, and other devices when they're not in use. We also replaced our light bulbs with LEDs. I even replaced the seal on my refrigerator door to keep the cold air in.
How do you know if it is working?
We pay attention to the usage history table. Over time, our average usage has decreased.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada. Pfizer celebrates 75 years of transforming lives with its celebratory suite of loan products. Own your own vehicle, education, land, or home, and anchor your roots. Start living the life you deserve by applying for an Own Your Own loan at reduced interest rates. Simplify your life and consolidate all your debts by applying for a Simplify loan and open doors to new beginnings and explore more opportunities to shape your future. Call or send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987 or email us at loans@arisecu.com today to continue your journey towards financial freedom. Terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union, celebrating 75 years of transforming lives.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money
Black Friday deals start now, only at Courts Optical. Save up to 80% off your purchase. Get the latest in eyewear fashion with frames starting at just $99. Payment plans available from 3 to 24 months. Schedule your appointment online today on www.courtsoptical.com. It's easy and convenient. Black Friday sale starts now with up to 80% off frames as low as $99. Only at Courts Optical. Value you can see.
This Friday and Saturday, the 12th annual YGT Super Knockout is back. Kirani James Athletic Stadium on Friday the 4th from 7 p.m. Telescope Rising Stars versus Blast St. David's FC. And in Game 2, GTC St. George's Northeast Stars versus Fontenoy United. Then on Saturday from 7 p.m., another 2 games. Queen's Park Rangers versus Hard Rock SC. While FC Camahorn plays Flow Sunsetters Jr. in Game 2. Admission $20. The 12th annual YGT Super Knockout is on. Don't miss a game.
It's Soca Parang Indie Basket, the Spice Basket. Saturday, 5th November, featuring from Trinidad, Grunta, Baron, Marcia Miranda.
Darling, look, it's Christmas, a special time of year.
From Grenada, Carriacou String Band, Lele Lay. And Leke and Steve Theodore. Get your early bird ticket for $60 after you pay $80 and more at the door. And are available at Chucky's Bar, Brendan on the Terminal, Grenada Optical in St. George's, Gittins Pharmacy Grenville, Gittins Healthcare Grandance, Chai's Bar St. Mark's, Nick and Bites Quav, St. David's Pharmacy, Calico Shopping Center, Main Street, Sottiers. It's another Chucky's promotion.
Building
or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Grenada. The time for the national census is here again. Interviewers will be visiting your homes to gather information about you and your family. The data you provide determines budget allocation for health, grant funding for community projects, and government assistance for families and the elderly. The census is required by law, and so is your participation. We assure you that your information will be kept confidential. Do your part. Stand up and be counted, because we all count in this census. For more information about the census and your participation, contact the Grenada Central Statistical Office at 440-1369 or cso@cso.gov.gd.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Hello again. The Grenada National Cyber Security Incident Response Team, CSET GNT, is warning Grenadians of a United Kingdom visa sponsorship and employment phishing scam currently targeting Grenadians. The scam is being shared by Grenadians on social media. It was identified and flagged by CSET GND on October 27, 2022. Warnings were subsequently posted on social media. The scam invites interested individuals to click on a given link to apply for a United Kingdom visa as well as to sign up for employment. The public has been warned about engaging unverified advertisements, sponsored posts, messages, emails, and other postings. If you receive the message, please delete it. We can tell you, too, that the authorities are encouraging you to be very careful relative to your use of social media. This one to report. SpiceMass Corporation's 12-member delegation, who left the island on October 28 for Tobago's inaugural carnival, returned on Tuesday, November 1, after successfully showcasing aspects of Grenada's traditional mass and music over a 4-day period. During the carnival, the practitioners were featured prominently at Juve and Parade of the Bands with their authentic Jab Jab, Shotney, and Vaco masquerade. In addition, reigning groovy monarch Crave shared the stage with top artists like Bunji Garlin, Fionn Lyons, other Tobagonian artists, and his own Grenadian brother and sister, Tolpri and Pinky Fabulous. The practitioners also attended the Pan and Powder event and Night Mass and got a tour of the island, which highlighted the history and culture of Tobago. Prior to departing Tobago, the practitioners made a courtesy call to the Chief Secretary, Farley Augustine, at his residence. They held dialogue with the Chief Secretary and provided some entertainment. The Chief Secretary expressed his gratitude for the collaboration and encouraged the practitioners to continue practicing their craft. The conversation has already started with Tobago to involve some of their traditional carnival characters for Spice Mass 2023. Besides the Tobago Carnival activities, the delegation, led by the CEO, participated in radio and television interviews prior to arriving in Tobago, and even while on island, promoting the Spice Mass brand for 2023 and Grenada as a carnival and vacation destination. We can tell you too, the visitor arrival for the inaugural Tobago Carnival saw upwards of 30,000 visitors, according to preliminary data. There were local and international media representatives capturing Tobago Carnival. Video highlights of the Spice Mass representation at the Tobago Carnival, posted on various social media platforms, have already surpassed 127,000 views. The CEO, Kelvin Jacob, expresses his gratitude to the practitioners, whom he said made many sacrifices to represent their culture and country over the 4-day period. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell now controls the country's purse as he prepares to deliver his government's budget for 2023 on December 7, 2022, having dubbed the New National Party's 2021-2022 budget an election gimmick. That's what's creating a buzz on social media.
We present the news. You analyze the various topics and distill the issues as they unfold. Your distillation points matter as we're about to highlight them in our Social Buzz report.
The verdict is yet to be handed down. However, public apprehension was evident and palpable as pronouncements were made, seemingly proving statements initially made last year. Deacon Mitchell, then political leader of the National Democratic Congress and now the Prime Minister, had dubbed the 2022 budget an election gimmick.
But I want to demonstrate to you the kind of wastage that occurs.
Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell, while reiterating his election budget statements, announced during Monday's town hall meeting that in the parish of St. George, 328 concrete construction contracts were issued.
And the total value of those contracts was over $34 million.
Social media users took to the comments section to share their thoughts about the situation. The following views are that of members of the public and not of the Grenada Broadcasting Network. This person said, he's not attacking the contractors. As far as I understand, he said Grenada is not St. George's only, meaning most of the work being done is in St. George's, whether completed or not. Cadella said, we must govern our country with understanding. We need to account for the state's funds. Projects undertaken should be for the holistic development of the country and the people thereof. Let's start doing justice to our people and produce value for money. Waste not, want not. An old saying that stands true. Sylvan said, experience is your greatest teacher. I see no more. Wayne added, it's not a matter of attacking people. It's about projects versus money spent. There are too many unfinished projects here in Grenada. The upper part of River Road is a mess. No one knows when Hopevale Road will be completed, and Grenville is still flooding. This person said, the Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell is not telling lies. Look at the condition of the schools in Grenada. Everyone needs repairs. Our children's education, the elderly, healthcare system below zero. People are dying every day when they're taken to the hospital, and all this money is spent. That's what's buzzing tonight. We encourage you, our viewers and listeners, to submit your think pieces on trending topics locally, regionally, and internationally via our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platforms.
After the break, local lawyer advocates for Canadian scholarship to study marijuana.
Relax into the comforting scent of Beep Cotton Flower Air Freshener. Put the finishing touch on your personal sanctuary with Beep for a happy, healthy home.
Kenny's Trucking and Equipment Services Limited. Now introducing Portland King Cement, Grenada's toughest and most high-quality cement. Engineered with you in mind. Whether it's residential or industrial construction, Portland King Cement has been tested to achieve profound results that you can trust. The choice is clear. Choose Portland King, tougher than the rest. Visit Kenny's Trucking and Equipment Services Limited on Dusty Highway. Call telephone number 439-6605 or 440-6605. Or visit our 2 other locations, Westerhall in St. David and Dunfermline in St. Andrew. Now available at Carrico Building Supplies. Telephone number 443-7015 or on mobile 403-1563.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
WeatherGuard Pro. For every project, there's only one Pro.
The National Insurance Scheme continues to make it easy to access our services using the MyNIS online platform. Now we're introducing a new feature that allows you to submit your benefit claims from the convenience of your smart devices. No paper, no hassle. All you have to do is log in to my.nisgrenada.org. Select claims, fill out the relevant information, and click submit. We'll take it from there. It's that simple and that easy. Submit a claim from the comfort of your home as you rest and recuperate. Enjoy the convenience of faster claim processing and monitor the status of your claim every step of the way. We are excited to introduce this new feature to better serve you. NIS is changing the game and the way you make your claim. Access anywhere and anytime with MyNIS Online.
Gittins Healthcare Pharmacies have catered for all the early shoppers. So, start your Christmas shopping now and avoid the rush. Visit Gittins Healthcare Pharmacies for your gift sets, toys for the children, hair care and body care products, along with your prescription and over-the-counter medication. Shop early and avoid the Christmas rush at Gittins Healthcare Pharmacies, Central Deputy Street, Guab, the corner of Victoria and Jubilee Street, Grenville, and Wall Street, Grandans.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Rebecca Television Center attorney at law Anselm Clouden continues his advocacy for the decriminalization of marijuana. During a recent press conference, he urged governments to take a page from Canada, home to Niagara College, where he says cannabis is studied.
a Canadian citizen myself and someone who have practiced law in Canada, even when when cannabis was prohibited in all respects. I've had and I've followed the development of legalization in Canada over the years. As a matter of fact, there was a college some years ago, if GBN can retract, a press conference I gave after I had returned from Canada. And I had occasion to have spoken with senior members of Niagara College. And at that college in Niagara, Ontario, Canada, they teach, there are courses on planting, how to cultivate the cannabis plant for medicinal purposes. How you have different strains of the CDB depending on how it's grown, the exposure to light, and that sort of thing.
Cloden says there were scholarships offered for Grenadians to attend the college in the past, but they were not claimed.
And I returned here after consultation with the college, and they said that they were willing to give 2 scholarships to young Grenadians who had completed their training at school to learn to grow and cultivate cannabis. One would have done it for recreational and the other for medicinal. Well, of course, nobody took it that serious. I got a lot of calls from here, but these were scholarships. It was too expensive for someone to just migrate without any assistance. So that I am proposing to revisit that opportunity and see if it is still open, so that we can at least send a few Grenadians there to grow, to learn to grow and to package and, you know, everything attendant to preparation for export.
Rastafarians are sometimes misunderstood. They believe in positive vibes, but many identify them only with the use of marijuana. This evening's GBN ISO lens capture one of their many positive gestures.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISO is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Tonight's ISOL features a heartfelt donation to the Victoria Home for the Aged. The home was the recipient of homegrown food items and toiletries from the Rastafari Organization for Centralization.
Don't make a contribution already. Yes. And really appreciate you to bring your country. Rastafari.
All right, bless you.
Bye.
Yes, sir.
Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Stay with us. The weather up next, followed by the sports news and around the globe.
A whole new level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money
Sunday, November 6th from 5 p.m. Get ready as Megaforce Promotion presents Christmas in November. And we're celebrating with the massive cash money bingo with a jackpot of $100,000 cash.
What's up?
$100,000 in raw cash. It's all happening at the National Stadium, Sunday, November 6th. And the best part, tickets are only $50. This is an event no one should miss. $100,000 cash up for grabs in Megaforce Promotions. Christmas in November. Mega Bingo.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via Superb Service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love. Like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
Good evening, sporting fans. Boxing is in turmoil and attempts are being made to return the once respectable sport under a fully functional local association. Former national boxer and coach Davis Adams is among those who are attempting to reorganize the sport.
So from an administrative end, this weekend, I must let you know we are having an annual general meeting of Boxing Association of Grenada, Inc. At that, we'll present again our plans going forward, and then we will elect an executive to ensure that those plans are put in place, and it would no longer be an interim executive of which I'm a part. So in essence, that's exactly where we are. We cannot be afraid to let the people of Grenada, Caribbean, Pittimatic know what is happening, and we are in touch with our boxers, and now we are going straight out to the public and letting them know without a shadow of a doubt that boxing is in the doldrum, but there are folks who are willing and ready and able to take the sport forward, and that we'll do on Saturday, please the Lord.
According to Adams, personal gratification and self-glory cannot be allowed to continue.
But let me begin by saying this is a very critical AGM for Boxing Association of Grenada, Inc. Because as you would have picked up that there are issues, there are conflicts, there are factions, and we want to unify the sport. We want to unify boxing. We want to unify boxers. We want to unify gyms. We want to unify everyone around an association that we can be proud of. And so an invitation is going to be, is set out to everyone to come on down to the youth center around 4:30 on Saturday to be part of that meeting. Whether you have an interest, whether you just love this sport, you want to become a member, we send out an invitation to each and every one. Of course, at that meeting, we already have registered members. We will have an election. And as I would have said before, that election, we anticipate we'll put an executive together that will unify the sport and bring into play all that Sebastian has said in terms of plans and projects going forward.
Long-standing coach on the Sister Isle, Sebastian Steele, is also advocating for a new mandate for the sport.
The sport is going through some turmoil. And so like-minded persons like myself who has a passion for the sport and a love for the sport would want to see going forward that the executive structure, the management structure in the sport are persons who has that love and passion for the sport, wants to see the sport develop and take initiative to see the sport develop. So what we would have done over a couple of months, we would have developed a strategic plan for the development of boxing in the state of Grenada, Caribbean Pitimante. That encompasses boxers, coaches, technical officials, referee judges, membership, equipment, gym, going to international tournaments, and most importantly, the development of the sport locally by having local tournaments and our grassroots program.
Now, the Windward Islands Volcanoes have made a superb start to their CG United Super 50 campaign. They have made it 2 out of 2, beating combined campuses and colleges yesterday. The victories put them top of the points table in Zone A. The Grenada-based team won by 50 runs via the Duckworth-Lewis-Stern method. Batting first, Volcanoes scored 300 for 4 from their 50 overs. Alec Athanase slammed his second century in as many matches, scoring 140 from 129 balls. Kavem Hodge was not out on 106. Captain Andre Fletcher was also not out on 30 runs. Combined campuses and colleges reached 109 for 4 in the 23rd over before rain interrupted play. Alec Athanase on Monday struck his maiden List A century as Windward Islands Volcanoes opened their CG Super 50 Cup campaign with a 28-run victory over Guyana Harpy Eagles at the Queen's Park Oval. Windwards will play Red Forces on Saturday. Pakistan boosted their slim hopes of progressing in the Men's T20 World Cup with a brilliantly frenetic win against South Africa at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Pakistan launched a recovery from 48 for 4 to post 185 for 9 and then took regular wickets to deny South Africa in a chase shortened by rain to win by 33 runs on the Duckworth-Lewis method, the Duckworth-Lewis-Stern method. The result means Pakistan can still qualify for the semi-finals but need to beat Bangladesh on Sunday and hope South Africa fail to beat the Netherlands or India lose to Zimbabwe. Previously unbeaten South Africa would have been the first side to confirm a semi-final spot had they won, but they will still go through by beating the Netherlands on Sunday. Pakistan could go through if they beat Bangladesh, and South Africa, Netherlands are washed out. The two sides would then be leveled on 6 points, but Pakistan would go through by having 3 wins to the Proteas' 2. West Indies fast bowler Jayden Seales has agreed to join Sussex for the first 3 months of the 2023 season. Here's what we can tell you. The Trinidad-born 21-year-old made his Test debut against South Africa in June 2021 and has gone on to play 9 Tests, taking 36 wickets. He became the youngest bowler ever to take 5 wickets in a Test for the West Indies after returning figures of 5 for 55 against Pakistan in August 2021. He will be able to play in both the County Championship and T20 Blast. Well, the lineup for the round of 16 in the Waikiki Super Knockout Tournament here at home is all set, starting this weekend at the Karani James Athletic Stadium. This Friday will see Telescope Rising Stars play Blast St. David FC at 7 p.m, while Fontenoy United will come up against GTC St. George Northeast Stars in the late game. On Saturday, Hard Rock SC will lock horns with Queen's Park Rangers at 7 p.m. We can tell you the late fixture will see FC Camerhorn suit up against Flow Sunsetters Jr. The other matches will be on the weekend of November 12 and 13. That is the sports news for now. We begin in Trinidad. Intensification of gang violence in the Laventille area is forcing one school to relocate. Rose Hill Primary RC School is caught in the middle of warring gang activity. But after a terrifying exchange of gunfire was caught on camera, a decision was taken to close the school and move classes online. CNC3 has this report.
The nation's children seeking refuge from an active shooting in the vicinity of Rose Hill RC Primary School. This video was recorded by a teacher during a shootout between rival gangs in the Laventille area on Monday. If you listen carefully, you can hear the rapid gunfire. And if you look closely, you can feel the fear of the students caught in the middle. The teacher guiding the terrified students to take cover and keeping them calm in the midst of chaos. Since the incident on Monday, the school has closed its gates, and this bullet hole in the wall is evidence of the horrors faced by the innocent. So I'm standing here at the Rose Hill RC Primary School here in Laventille. Just 2 days ago, an incident in the community caused panic and mayhem among students and teachers, with teachers enacting a plan for shootings in this area where students hide below benches in their classes. 2 days after the incident, the school is still closed. Many parents are contemplating to remove their children, while some just can't afford it. With the increase of gang violence, Chief Executive Officer of the Catholic Education Board of Managers, Sharon Mungru, told CNC3 News the Catholic Education Board of Managers is proposing to the Education Ministry that staff and students are temporarily relocated to a building on the St. Dominic's compound until the Ministry of National Security can, on a sustainable basis, assure the safety of not only Rose Hill staff and students, but all of the schools in the Movo Laventille area.
Opposition leader in Guyana, Aubrey Norton, has chastised the government for the closure of the Sophia Night School. HGP TV tells us more.
Norton, during his weekly OLO press conference, divulged to the Sophia Night School, a brainchild of the then APNU AFC coalition government. Now opposition caters specifically for young adults who unsuccessfully completed their primary and secondary education.
We found that thousands of children were coming out of school without 5 CXE with math and English. And we also found that some of them had more than 5 but didn't have math and English.
The opposition leader deems the government's closure of the night school callous, as it created viable opportunities for Guyanese in the labor force who didn't have English nor mathematics.
And so we recognized that there was need for a program after school to be able to allow these young people to matriculate. And so we began to put these night schools in place. The first thing the government did is to get rid of them.
Further afield, Russia has said it will rejoin an unbacked agreement to allow the export of grain from Ukraine via a safe Black Sea corridor, with shipments expected to resume on Wednesday. Russia's defense ministry confirmed that Moscow would again participate, saying it had received sufficient guarantees from Kiev that it would not use the maritime corridor for military operations against Russia. Al Jazeera has more.
Despite Russia's suspension of its part in the deal on Saturday, the Black Sea grain corridor has remained open for business. Recently departed ships full of Ukrainian produce waiting for inspection off Istanbul. The United Nations and Turkey working hard to restore Russia's participation. And confirmation of success came in a message handed to the Turkish president mid-speech.
Rusya Savunma Bakanı Sayın Shoigu,
Russian Defense Minister Mr. Shoigu called our National Defense Minister Hulusi Akar and expressed that the grain transports will continue as agreed before as of 12 p.m. today.
Russia stopped its cooperation after this attack on its Black Sea fleet in Crimea on Saturday. It alleged it had been launched by Ukraine, at least partially from within the grain corridor. Ukraine denies using the corridor for military purposes and has neither confirmed nor denied it was behind the attack.
We'll be back to remind you of the headlines in a moment. A reminder of the headlines. Police await autopsy results for Joshua Paul to determine the way forward following police-involved shooting last month. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell says pension reform is necessary for full regularization of the public service. Cybersecurity team warns Grenadians about UK visa and employment scam. In around the globe, regionally, gunfire from warring gangs forces closure of primary school in Laventille, Trinidad. Internationally, Russia agrees to rejoin Ukraine grain export deal. Plus in the sports news, Boxing Association to hold annual general meeting this weekend, while Windward Islands Volcanoes sit top of the points table in Zone A. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online, gbn.gd, or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Kenroy Baptiste. That's all from us in the newsroom for now. Thanks for joining us. Good night.